Hi, I'm Josh Baker, and I think the drinking age should be lowered to 18 because it's the legal age of consent. It would save the government a lot of time and money, and it's not an issue in other countries. When we turn 18 in the US, we are legally adults. We have the opportunity to do tons of things we couldn't do prior to turning 18. Drinking is not one of those. We can vote for the leader of our country, but we can't go out and have a beer. And that decision impacts everybody, not just yourself. We can join the military and fight and die for our country in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, but can't go out and drink with our buddies. We can get married, we can have credit cards, you can't have a glass of wine with your wife at your wedding. Excuse me, you can't buy alcohol with that credit card. You can buy a house, but can't have a drink in your house. You can sign a lease, you can make these major life-altering decisions, but you cannot buy alcohol. Law enforcement agencies spend a lot of resources policing underage drinking. Just in your city or town, the government spends a lot of time just going around handing out MIPs, which are minor possessions. They could be spending that time doing things that are more impactful for the safety of your community. They could be looking for rapists or murderers or even just robbers, just things that endanger the society. And I'm not saying that drinking does not endanger society, because people do things like DUIs, which they could also be doing to us. They could also be preventing at that time. According to dailylives.org, the federal government spent over $9 billion just last year on enforcing underage drinking. They could be using that money to also enforce things like DUIs and just hunting down people that endanger people. Studies show that only 17% of all DUIs involve people under the age of 21. So that's still 83% of people that they could find if they cut back on policing underage drinking. One of the biggest arguments against underage drinking are that people under the age of 21 aren't mature enough or they can't handle alcohol. But other countries have lower drinking ages than the US, and they seem to be handling it fine. I've been to two other countries other than the US, France and the Bahamas, and their drinking ages are both lower. In France, it is 16 for beer and wine and 18 for hard liquor. But they handle everything that they do there fine. In the Bahamas, it's 18. And when I was in France, we only had one altercation with a drunk man, but he was not under the age of 21. He was an older man who I assume just had a drinking problem, which happens quite a bit. Dwight Heath, a professor from Brown University, said by introducing alcohol at a younger age, it takes away some of that taboo nature that people in the US see. And they kind of do that in France with introducing it at the age of 16. And even before then, in their households, their parents will give them things like wine for dinner, or they just introduce alcohol to them at a younger age, so it doesn't have the kind of forbidden fruit effect where you think, oh, since I can't have this, I want it. It's a natural human instinct to want what you can't have. And I also think that's happening in the US. In France, they give them this, so they think, oh, I can have that. I don't need to go out and get it because it's already available to me. In the Bahamas, I didn't really have any altercations at all with drunk people, with the exception of my brother. but excuse me. I was on a small island, and I wasn't in a big city like Nassau or anything, so that could definitely be due to that. But I don't see why this is bad. This could be bad if you abuse it. Just one beer isn't always bad. It's actually said that a glass of wine a day is healthy for you. But if you abuse this, you have 8 or 10 of these, that would be bad. Thank you.